Alrighty, hello and welcome to the final stream of the season. We are into, game week 38. We're on free hit. We're excited. I've got a special guest that the crowd have been asking for a very long time, and he has agreed to join me. We're going to play the intro music. We're going to jump straight into it, and I'm going to welcome the man, the myth, the legend that is the Tommy Tark onto the stream in just a second. But before we do that, we are going to play the standard intro music for one last time. Let's go, everyone. All right, so here we are. The Tom is here. And Tom, how are you, mate? Tommy.
Feeling good, mate. Feeling good. Pretty happy the season's come to an end.
Now, Tom's got the background noise and the music. Somehow he can't get rid of that kid, so we're going to have to bear with him. But we'll try and keep going. So let's see what the chat says. Early days here, Tom. So let's cook up this free hit D unit. I'm on a free hit as well. Lovely. Hi guys. Hello. And the Tom, how are you? It's been a long time since you've been on the channel. It's been long requested. Are you excited to be back?
Yeah, mate. Good. Now my band's over. I'm back. I'm ready. Cop the 6-month ban, But yeah, I'm ready.
Now, Tom, did you watch the game the other day?
Which one?
Do you know which one? Did you watch it? What did you think? What were your honest thoughts?
Oh, the Europa final.
Yeah. What did you think?
I think we dominated. Good start, good first 5-10 minutes, and then they kind of regained control. But yeah, no, just no end product, just no final. We got a bit of a blunt sword,
They were, who they were missing? They were missing one Christian Eriksen.
Oh, Christian Eriksen. I thought you were going to say Fellaini or someone like that.
They could have done with a Fellaini as well, to be fair.
What's his name? Yeah, or even a Lingard, I'll take him, mate. I'll take him.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to quickly check the audio sound, all right? Yeah, audio looks pretty good. Anyone in the chat, you just let us know the audio's fine on both ends. And me and Tom, can you hear us all right? Just let us know in the comments. So, Tom, free hit. What are your plans? I'm going to pull up your team really quickly so we can show everyone what your team is. So we'll go into every week counts because that'll be the quickest way of me finding it. So who are you playing on the final day?
You're going to have to... let's have a look.
Oh, you're playing Oliver. The Sunich.
Well, I played the deleted... Oliver, yeah. I played the deleted... I took the deleted player down last week.
You did well.
Take your wins, eh?
So what moves are you doing this week? Have you made any transfers?
Wait, share your screen with me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. One sec. I must have...
Yes. Yeah, I have brought in Wizard for Isaac.
Wizard for Isaac. Okay, so you're playing a 3-4-3. What are you doing?
Yeah. 3-5-2.
Okay, so you got Mbuemo, Barnes, Mo Salah, De Bruyne, Rodgers, Watkins, and Wissa.
Yeah.
And your defence this week, or are you putting in defence this week? Kirkes?
I've got, Kirkes, Milenkovic, and Burn.
Big damn Burn.
Yeah. So, big Burn. Hey, he comes good often.
He did.
I'm expecting a big performance from Newcastle, so we'll see how they go.
Same. Well, that's the big question. Is not Dan Burn. Is Isaac going to be fit, or is it going to be Callum Wilson?
Well, that's the gamble. So I was expecting there to be no chance that Isaac was going to play, but there is a chance, so we'll see what happens.
All right, brilliant. I'm just sharing this to Twitter now, so just bear with me 1 second, Tom. Did you know the whole sharing to Twitter is just so annoying because it's so many extra things you've got to do when you're trying to focus on something else. Are we going to win today, Tom? Are we going to win?
Twitter,
are we going to beat Villa?
Look, I always think we're going to win. Same. Every week.
and then we just always
feel like we're going to win. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love the pain.
I know. It's no good. It's no good. No
We'll
good
see
at
how
all.
go. They might pull one out of the bag, you know. They have before, so.
Yeah. So did you know at the moment, my free hit draft, Tom, at the moment is on the screen for everyone to see. I've got no money in the bank at the moment. This is using my entire squad value. So at the moment, I've got Raya in goal with Ariola. I've got Ben White, Kirkes, Kukurea, Wan-Bissaka, Byrne, Bowen, Salah, Shard, and Mbuemo, Saka, Wissa, Haaland, and Van Linson. Now, I'm going to do a couple of different drafts here based on the fact that we don't know who's going to start, who's going to not. So I'm going to do these up because we're probably going to get leaks the last 15 minutes, Tom. And that means I'm going to have to make a decision very quickly on the fly.
Oh, your squad's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, where do you get all this money from?
Yeah, it was early season transfers, wasn't it? I was like building up the squad value, but like Haaland's been a disappointment the last 2 weeks. The dude flunked as my triple captain, and now I'm like going, is he even worth holding? Like, am I just taking a risk when potentially there's probably a better forward this week? But Haaland's third on the most expected, so he's third on the sportsbook odds for scoring a goal this game week. So I think Isaac and Salah are above him, and Haaland's in third place.
Yeah.
So surely,
I think Haaland's going to get a goal.
Be nice if he got a hat trick, wouldn't it? Repay the faith from the last 2 weeks where he's done
Yeah,
nothing.
he might. Yeah, well, he's that type of guy, you know.
He is. He's definitely that.
He'll just pull one out.
All right, let's go through some of the comments. Tom.
You should bring
Let's
in
have a
Foden,
look.
though.
So, Tom, I've given you a card, haven't I, Tom? When I saw you last, I gave you a card, didn't I?
No, like a fantasy card.
No, yeah, one of mine. I gave you one of mine, eh?
No, I don't think so.
Have you got a coin or a card that you can use there, Tom?
No. For what?
Tom, you're going to do the Tom flip. So someone asked for the Tom Tuck's words of wisdom. You're going to toss something in the air and bring out your pearls of wisdom.
Yeah, I can flip my phone.
Yes, do
I'll
it.
flip
Yes,
it, and if it lands
brilliant.
black or colour.
Face up, face down. We love it. We love to see it. All right, so Tom, this one's going to go to you. Someone's asked, can you flip Tom's phone, and who should I pick between a Van Linson and Welbeck?
So that's Welbeck.
Yep. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, that's how we do it.
And the colour could be
a Van Linson.
And who's the other one?
A Van Linson. Eva Nilsson.
All right, I'm going to flip it. Yeah, I was going to say, who are you saying? Yeah, we can watch it. Oh, it's landed on Eva Nilsson.
All right, there we go. Eva Nilsson, straight up. Tom's words of wisdom is off to a flyer. Yeah,
I'm a 50-50 type of guy anyway. So
you are very much a 50-50 type of guy. It's either all in or it's not in.
Pretty much.
All right, so what we got here? No matter how I look at him, I'm still convinced it's you. Brilliant. Best Newcastle defender, Tom. Best Newcastle defender this week.
Probably going to go Byrne.
Part of me, actually, I've been thinking about this all day, Tom. So I've been thinking about playing Dan Byrne and Fabian Schär, because imagine if Newcastle go for broke and they both score goals. Like, there's no Tarkowski and there's no Braithwaite in the Everton defence. So on corners, you would think that potentially Newcastle might be able to score a couple of goals.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I think I quite like playing them both. And like, I could put them both in my team. So let's make the first transfer of the stream. So we're going to get rid of Kukurea. He served the D unit well last week, Tom, with a massive 15-pointer to your disgust.
Oh, what a jammy guy. he's just a miniature Fellaini, isn't he?
He is. So we're going to get Fabian Schär in here. Let's bring him in. And I want to get Dan Burn in as well, but I don't know how I've got to make up 0.2, so maybe I need to sell someone else in order to make this happen. So we're going to have a little look about it. We're going to quickly go through a few more comments, though, before I think about that. Is it worth Bowen and Eva Nilsson in for Mateta and Rashford for a -4 for Tom? I think that is. I think that's worth for a -4.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, we're happy with that. I mean, Rashford's not playing, so even if he wasn't injured, he wouldn't be playing because he can't play against United. Do you think he comes back next year, Tom? Do we welcome him back because we can't score any goals without him?
Nah, I think his time's passed.
The ship has sailed into the night.
Yeah, I think we need to try and I think we need to cut our losses and try and make as much money as we can.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Buy at least 3 or 4 players and then just keep building.
Yeah, no, I like it. Hey man, I'm top in terms of manager of the month. What? Hold on. He's top in terms of... So you get a prize if you win manager of the month, Tom. So if you're the best manager in any given month of the season, you win a prize. I'm not sure what the prize is, but this is pretty cool. So Corbs has just joined and said, I'm top in terms of manager of the month, but only by 12 points. I'm a bit stuck. I have Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, and Buemo, Rodgers, and Shard. Any transfers would take a hit. What would you do? Risk taking a hit or just play those midfielders? I actually quite like those midfielders. I don't think I'd take a hit with them.
Yeah.
They've all got good fixtures. I mean, the only one that is a problem is probably Kevin De Bruyne. He could start on the bench, but if you've got 3 good forwards, I would just be rolling with it and bench one of those blokes and you'd be pretty much sweet, I reckon.
It's his last game. I reckon he'll start.
Well, did you know in the last game for Sergio Aguero, he started on the bench? So you never know with Pep, man. Pep roulette is a thing. We know it. You know this more than most.
Yeah. He might play Foden.
Yeah, I know. If Havertz starts, is he an option? I don't think so. I don't think he's an option. I don't think he starts. Why would he start? You've come back from a 3-month hamstring, Tommy. Are you starting the last game of the season, or are you just getting rested till next season? Honest answer.
You're getting rested.
Yeah,
you might get 5 minutes.
Exactly, that's what I thought. You might come on at the end of the game. That's about it. Here we go. D-Tuck. Tom, mate, we were supposed to be having a mix, mate.
Yeah, I went and watched him play football this afternoon.
How'd he go?
The sicky boy.
Did he win?
Got a bit of a sniffle. Yeah, he did all right, mate. He's a bit sick at the moment, but yeah, it wasn't much service, so a bit frustrating.
So he didn't score. He didn't score a goal. He was like Erasmus Højlund.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good description.
Run and puffed and did piss all.
Lots of running. Yeah, lots of running, not much action.
I love it. Best midfielder for under 6.4 million. Oh, I was going to say Morgan Gibbs-White, but Morgan Gibbs-White has risen to 6.5. So based on the fixtures, Tom, I'm going to suggest that Harvey Barnes is the best midfielder under 6.4. And he's 5.9. What do you reckon?
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. I think just I think that'll work under 6.4.
6.4. Actually, I'll have a quick look at the midfielders because I might need to find one under 6.4 as well. Actually, you know what I could do? I could get rid of Kevin Sade and bring in Thomas Souček from West Ham. He loves a goal. He's got 9 goals for the season. He could get 10. He could be a super good differential, and he's got that Ipswich fixture on the final day. What do you reckon, Tom?
Yeah, sorry, I get distracted by the kid in the background.
I was like, I'm getting distracted by a little kid. Let's get him on stream, Tom. I might keep him quiet.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to midfielders. Under 6.4, let's have a look.
Put in a better performance than Ericsson anyway.
Yeah, that's it. So there's Jacob Murphy, there's Rodgers, there's Clivett. Clivett, 5.9, he could be good. Alanga, 5.5. Semenyo, 5.7. There's lots of good midfielders under 6.4. You can even take a punt on a slobber's lie or the slob and the final day antics at Anfield. What do you reckon?
Yes. Yeah, Szoboszlai's foreign, so yeah, it wouldn't be a bad shout. Scored that really good goal last week.
How many goals do you think are in the Man United Aston Villa game tonight? Honestly, how many goals do you reckon are in that game?
I reckon there'll be a few.
A few,
especially if they're just experimenting or just rotating a bit. Could be an open fixture.
Yeah, no, fair. Now, the other thing that I'm just going to quickly go through a few more comments. So, best midfielder by under 6.4. Maybe sell Areola, as we know Rail will definitely play. Yeah, that is an option. I could drop him to a 4 million goalkeeper, and that saves me the 0.2. That's a very good point. Europa 1, good stuff, lads. Should I captain Muslim, Jewish, or Christian player this week? Tom, I'll leave you to answer that one. Muslim, Christian, or Jewish player this week?
Who? Let's have a look.
The question is, should I captain a Muslim, a Jewish, or a Christian player this week?
I thought that's what you said, and I was like, am I just mishearing or?
No, yeah, correctly.
Probably Jews, you safe bet.
Fair. I don't even know any Jewish players in the game, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who he's referring to, because Salah's obviously Muslim. Christian would be. I don't know, to be honest. Who makes the sign of the cross before they hop on the field? Palmer? I don't know.
Ericsson's been there though.
Yeah, he's been resurrected.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, we're going to get in trouble today. Let's have a look.
That's a fact, man. It's just fact.
Yeah, who do you go, Haaland or Isaac? If Isaac starts, obviously, we're expecting Isaac to potentially, he might start, he might not start. What's going to happen? Is he going to start, not start? If he starts, who's better? I think, actually, Gary's just joined the chat. Hello, mate.
If Isaac starts,
Gary's going to say Isaac's definitely the better pick here, I reckon. I think you can have them both. Look at this, Tom. So I think I've worked this out correctly. So if on my team, if I get rid of Saka and say I drop him to a Trossard, I think I've worked this out correctly. I could be wrong. So bear with us. There's Trossard, 6.7. That's 3.4. Oh, mate, I'm off by 0.2. That's annoying. Let's go forwards. So this is another potential option. I could bring in Isaac Haaland. I could drop Sade to like Souček. Let's go Souček there, for example. Souček, where is he? Midfielders. So I would then bench Souček, right? And my front 8 would then be Wissa, Haaland, Isaac, Bowen, Salah, and Buemo and Trossard, which looks pretty good on paper.
Yeah, that's strong.
That's pretty good. We'll get through some more chat really quickly. Good stuff, lads. Haaland, Isaac, hey, mate. All right, here we go. Hey, mate. Cunha, Watkins, Rogers, and Morgan Gibbs-White. Start which two of them? I would say if you're chasing, bench your Villa assets and play Morgan Gibbs-White and Cunha. If you are protecting, play your Aston Villa assets. What would you say, Tom?
Yeah, it's you're either going to go for it or you're not. I think United's going to score. So
I think so as well. I think United are going to roll up tonight because it's going to be a toxic atmosphere anyway, because we're all sitting there. The fans are dumbfounded. We barely showed up, and then got crucified by a team that is just a joke, and now we are the banter team. So there's only one way to put that right, and that's to stop Villa from making the Champions League. So I think that's what we need to do. Daryl Coe says, Ipswich are supposedly suffering from a team illness. That makes Jared Bowen a potential captaincy shout. Tom, what do you reckon?
I think they've been suffering from a team illness since the start of the season.
I think you could be right. I've just realised that my move of Souček is not going to work because I've already got 3 West Ham players. I could bring in, it doesn't matter who plays really. I could bring in Damsgaard and he could sit on the bench. That works. Or Minte. He could come on. Let's have a look at his stats recently. Yeah, I could bring Minte against Spurs and leave him on the bench. That works. Get rid of Souček. We'll bring in Minte. There we go. Now I can fund that. Yep, 0.2 in the bank. Let's see what else we got. So Cobza reckons 2-0 Villa. Cheers, lads. Haaland. All right, so FPL Have a Beer reckons Haaland's better than Isaac, Tom. That's interesting, and he's a Newcastle fan. By the way,
I
guys,
think that is, I honestly think Haaland's going to pop off.
By the way, guys, anyone that's in the chat at the moment, we've got quite a few people in here. If you haven't already, you can please go over and to FPL Have a Beer's channel. He's currently in the chat. He'll be joining me for the live watch along for the 4 p.m. games, and we're going to be covering all the goals as they go in. There's new rules for that watch along today as well. So please go and help him out. He's closing in on 1,000 subs. So if you can go over there, it doesn't take long. You can go over there, press the button, press sub, and then come straight back. He would be very much appreciative, and I would also be very much appreciative. He's a big fan of the channel, so please give him your support. Good afternoon and good evening. Chris, start Munoz or Williams, Tom? So Nico Williams or Munoz?
Munoz.
Why?
Munoz.
Surely Liverpool score a few goals today.
Yeah, I think both will do well.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I personally would probably go to Nico Williams. Now, let's ask the card, Tom. Everyone's probably wondering when I'm going to do the first card toss on my end. So let's do it. Nico Williams versus, what was the other one? What was the other bloke? Munoz. There we go. All right, the card's off to a flyer, Tom. It has picked Munoz as its preferred candidate out of that battle. So you're right. Munoz was a better pick. Apparently, ignore my judgment. The card knows what it's
I'm a gambling man. I'm a gambling man.
The card is a gambler. Let's put it that way. And this is the one I found the correct one. I did do a little bit of digging. I think I've got a good card for today's stream. Is Isaac even starting? We're not sure. And really, it's just a gamble at this point. So that's the problem. Eddie Howe was very Eddie Howie, and he didn't basically say anything about what was happening with Isaac. So it is a bit of a punt. It is a bit of a guess. And for that reason, I'm still not sure about it. If I have $1 million in the bank, should I sell Rodgers or Alanga or leave it? What do you reckon? If you've got Rodgers is, well, how much does Rodgers cost? 5.8? 5.8.
It's still pretty cheap.
But if he's got $1 million in the bank, do you sell? So Alanga's 5.5, Rodgers is 5.8. If you are only making one transfer and you're in the luxury position, I think I would actually use the $1 million to upgrade Alanga to Morgan Gibbs-White, because I think he's a man in form. Did you know in the last 21 game weeks last 23 game weeks, I was listening about this on the way back on the car today. He's had 18 attacking returns in his last 23 weeks or something stupid like that. The man has been consistent, Tom. I think I'd probably spend my $1 million on that move.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. I reckon.
Let's have a look at the next one. Really hope Man U win today. Yeah, trust me, Tom is wearing the shirt and he is hoping that it's going to be a win. Anything but Villa in the Champions League, yep. Apparently, the early rumours are, yes, he is starting,
Poor
Tom.
Villa. What's wrong with Villa?
I don't know. Well, maybe because they signed Marcus Rashford.
Villa are like the nice guys, you know? They're like the least.
They are.
The least
they
hated.
are.
Yeah, that's because they feel sorry for him.
That's it. That's it.
They're like Newcastle, you know? It's hard to hate them.
I love Newcastle. I just love seeing them do well. I remember when they got relegated under Alan Shearer, and I actually felt bad because the Premier League was a lesser league because Newcastle weren't in it. Oh, who won the playoff final yesterday?
Yeah.
Do you know who won the playoff final yesterday?
Who?
No, last night.
In
the playoff final for the championship to find out who came up between Sheffield United and Sunderland was on. Do you know who won?
Yeah, that's what I just said. The championship. Yeah, no, I don't.
Who won? Does anyone know who won the game yesterday? Is Sunderland coming back? Are we going to have the Teesside Derby or the Geordie Derby or whatever it is up there? Is it back
Sunderland.
next year or is it
Sunderland are
Sheffield
back.
United?
Sunderland are back.
Sunderland won, they're back, baby. Yeah, I just seen. It's in the chat. Who scored the winner?
Yeah, in the last minute.
Who scored the winner?
In the last minute, T. Watson.
Did you want to know what the good thing is? That 6 points Man United should pick up next season.
Yeah, T. Watson.
That's one
Straight to
team
the
we should
barrel,
be
eh?
able to beat next year.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's not count our chickens.
That's it. All right, Captain of Valentin, yeah, I don't mind it. The only thing I'll say, so everyone's been hot on Valentin this week, Tom. Now, I did a little bit of digging into Valentin because I was like, well, I bought him in because I'm on free hit so I can work around with my team value and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to show everyone a few interesting stats here about Valentin. The dude has returned once in his last 6 game weeks. And he's played 90 minutes in pretty much every one of these games. He's returned once. He scored 1 goal. Or he got the assist as well. Obviously had the red card, so technically he's returned twice. So 33% of the time he's returning. And this time they played arguably pretty hard teams. Man City, Villa, Arsenal, Man United, Crystal Palace and Fulham. But they've actually had some easy fixtures in there as well. He's only had 2 double-figure hauls all season long. The first one was against Wolves when he won 3 penalties.
Yeah.
And the second one was when he played West Ham and scored 20.
Yeah, I don't know why
everyone's
on him.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it's the sheep mentality, Tom. The sheep mentality.
I've never owned him.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I've never owned him.
I've owned him very briefly on free hit this week. But at the moment, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Sunderland won. All right, Dale Code. Raya, Konza, White, Burn, and Buemo, Salah. Diaz, Bowen, Rogers, Watkins, Wissa, Subs, Flecken, Trent, Kirkes, Valentin. Is this a semi-safe free hit? I'm 36 points ahead in the league, but 200 off 10K in the rankings. 200 off to what? 200 off 10K.
Yeah, 200 off 10.
200 points.
Yeah,
You're not making that up in 1 week, Tom. Does he mean like 20 points? Does he mean 20 points? He must mean 20 points because you wouldn't write 200 points off top 10K.
No, he's 200 places off 10K.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Oh, yeah. Okay, right.
That's like me saying I'm 500 points from top 10.
What rank are you, Tom?
1.3 mil.
Oh, that's not too bad. You might break the 1 mil if you get it right this week.
Nah, man. I don't think so.
Next season aims. No. Next season aims. Yeah. Corbs says, I'll only want United.
Hey, I always win something on my 3rd season.
That's it.
Always.
That's it. I win something every season.
I'm Big Ange.
Yeah. My goal every year is to beat D-Tuck, and D-Tuck has not come close to beating me for years. And this year the race was over a long time ago. And then he relied on that Mickey Mouse league, the head-to-head league, and he choked against the 2 bottom teams in the league. Choked it massively. All right, let's have a look. I will only want United to win if I can still keep. What? If I can still keep man of the match and Chelsea get Champions League lol. Otherwise, I will want returns from Rogers and Konza. Okay. What is man of the match? Who's man of the match? I don't know. I'm not sure what that means.
What's that for?
Job 1. Yes, Daniel. Daniel, I'm going to beat you this week. I look forward to beating you. Hafam KL. Hey, bro, my team is Areola, Sanchez, Milinkovic, Livramento, Guaviol, Munoz, Agbadu, Shard, Bowen, Salah, and Buemo, Jacob Murphy, Haaland, Vardy, Wissa. Who should I transfer in? Now, I would probably say, I don't know how much money you've got in the bank, but Vardy's not playing in game week 38, so you probably want to move him for a cheap forward. And I would probably look at, manager of the month. Sorry, yeah, okay, that makes a bit more sense now. That makes a bit more sense. I just hope for manager of the month. Play it safe, get a decent score this week, and you should be sweet, I reckon. Vardy, how much is Vardy worth? Vardy's worth 5.4 mil. So if Valentin's 5.9, Danny Welbeck's 5.5, I think I'd probably be inclined to move for a Welbeck for for 5.5 mil against the Tottenham team that might still be drunk, Tom. Did you see the parade?
So again?
Did you see the parade, the Tottenham parade?
Oh yeah, I saw a bit of it. Yeah.
Apparently, Brendan Johnson was in Apparently, Brendan Johnson was in the Tom Tuck state.
Oh yeah, well he's Welsh, isn't he?
I believe he was pictured with his face down on the floor, getting whacked by someone with a sock.
What a legend.
He probably spewed up just about 30 centimeters.
You know, they probably won't win anything for another 15 years. So.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they never know. They might not win anything for another 15 years, so make it last.
This is true. Pope versus Raya. Thinking Pope would be a safe differential on a free hit. What do you reckon? I don't mind that. Pope is a bit differential. Now, a bloke called FPL Nightmare Tom, he basically said that, what do you call it? That potentially it might be better to pick like a Pope or a Martinez, because if it's 0-0 at like 90 minutes, they need a goal for Champions League football, so they might send the keeper up to try and score a goal. And technically, if a keeper scores a goal, it's worth 10 points. What do you reckon about that? Do you think that's just a bit outlandish, or do you reckon it's actually something that could happen?
If a keeper's, it should be 20 points if a keeper scores a goal.
I agree. Should be 50.
Unheard of.
50 points. Captain the keeper, 50 points.
Triple captain. Oh.
Could you imagine? And then the keeper just goes up and scores, and it's just the scenes. Like, just breaks FPL in one moment of magic.
Oh. When Onana went up for the corner, it's just like, oh my god.
Here we go.
In the Europa final.
It's like Fabrizio Romano when he goes, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, hi guys. Highest ceiling captain
this season.
The highest ceiling captain this week, Tom. What do you reckon? Highest ceiling captain. So the captain that could go the biggest. Tom's gone to a quieter spot. That's better. Less background noise. Well done, Tom. You've done well.
That's it. I needed them just to evacuate.
Now, the best differential captain in terms of who could go biggest this week. Who do you think could be the biggest scoring player this week?
Oh, I'm going to say, I think Salah's chasing the goals, you know.
He is. But he's been chasing them for a long time, Tom, and he's done nothing to get any closer.
He would have been 2 goals last week if he had converted those easy chances that he usually would have scored.
Yeah, he was a bit wasteful.
Off the money. Probably a bit hungover.
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm just kidding. He's a Muslim. But yeah. No, he's a well, the good ones don't.
That's it.
Yeah, I think he could. It could be a penalty, could be, and then another goal. So it could be a 2, or we'll see how it goes.
Did you know that on the previous reverse fixtures, so when Liverpool played Crystal Palace the first time round, Salah blanked. It was one of his blanks early in the season, got 3 points in that game. The first time round that Jared Bowen played Ipswich, he got a goal and an assist and 12 points. Haaland, the first time round he played Fulham, blanked and got 2. The first time Mbeumo played Wolves the first time round, and he needs 1 goal for 20 goals, by the way, Mbeumo for the season, Tom, and Wissa needs 2 goals for 20 for the season. So I think the Brentford are probably going to go on the attack in that game. But Mbeumo got 8 points the first time around in that game. But the player that actually slaughtered them all was Bukayo Saka. He got 16 points from a goal and 2 assists versus Southampton the first time round.
He was on fire, though, at the start of the season, you know. Everyone was trying to either had him or was chasing him to get him. And then he had that injury, set him back in form. But I think the Bowen shout that you just said, like it's open season against Ipswich, like they're all over the shop when it comes to defending, and so.
And if they've had an illness,
Bowen could be a
I reckon it could be a really good shout. If they've had an illness go through the camp, that's always recipe for disaster. Maybe it was someone chasing like the third spot in the FPL overall, and they wanted Ipswich to get 6, so Jared Bowen's going to be their captain, and it's going to score like a hat trick or something. Triple captain on the last day.
I reckon they got gonorrhea from the EPL.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look. Can you? Here we go. So,
gonorrhea, they're done.
Yeah. Can you do a card? All right. Can you do a card flip for Rogers versus Wood? Tom, where's the phone? Rogers and Wood.
Hang on. Yeah, I'll do the phone flip again. So Rogers can be the screen.
Yep.
And Wood is the back. Yeah, right. All right, we've got the screen.
All right, let's have a look. Who was that? Who was the screen?
Got the screen, so Rogers.
All right, let's see if the card believes in Tom's phone. So Rogers, Wood. Oh yeah, it's
really
Rogers. The card backs to Tom Cole. We love to see it.
I'm going to casino.
Synchronicity on the stream. We're all here for it. Let's have a look at some of the other comments coming in. Trossard playing. We're not sure at the moment, but I am hoping that he is going to be playing. That makes picking things a little bit easier. Imagine he goes up and loses his clean sheet, though. I'd be shouting at my TV. That would be annoying. If Pope went up for the goal and then they conceded and lost 1-0, that would be pretty epic. That would be bad.
That'd suck.
It would suck. Hello, guys. Final game week. Let's go. Yes, same to you, Scholar. Dylan Hudson, that's better. Brilliant. Could you just have a look at my team up above? I need to gain 200 rank to be top 10K. 200 spots. All right, that shouldn't be too hard. Let's have a look. All right, so Konza. Raya, Konza, Whiteburn, Mbuemo, Salah, Diaz, Bowen, Rogers, Watkins, Wissa. I'd almost be tempted to move Watkins out, If we get news that Isak's starting, I think I'd probably ditch the Villa assets. I don't know why. I just got a sneaky suspicion United are going to show up tonight. I don't know what this is based off, Tom, but I feel like the game against Villa, Man United are going to show up and it's going to be a draw, or we might even sneak a win, or we're going to get absolutely poleaxed. I just don't see us getting absolutely poleaxed on the final day. I just can't see it. Tom's still computing whether he thinks we're getting poleaxed or not. I've lost him momentarily. All right, think Welbeck. Sorry, Evanlinson or Welbeck. I've already had that one. Tom picked, I think, from memory, Evanlinson. So that was what got looked up there. Think Welbeck could go big. No João Pedro in the squad. Yes, he definitely could go big. I like Welbeck as a really good differential this week. Lots of people bringing in Valentin, not many people bringing in Welbeck. I'm just going to quickly open up something else really quickly. Open that up. Tom, we've lost Tom, I think. He's become stuck. Not sure what's happened to him. I'm going to send him a message and tell him he's stuck. I also think he needs a beer. Unless he's disconnected, he's trying to rejoin. One sec. Oh no, I can't see anything there, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's keep going through the comments. Oh yes, he is stuck. All right, he's trying to figure out what he's doing there. We'll keep going without him. If Isak is out, I'm not feeling the popular Valentin pick, so Havertz or Welbeck. All right, if Isak is out, I'm not feeling the popular Valentin pick. Yep, brilliant. I'd probably go Welbeck. Safe bet, looks pretty good. All right, Tom is jumping off, apparently. So we've had Tom. We're going back to the live chat. Thank you very much for joining us, Tom. He's having a few technical difficulties. I think the kids are just running amok, and Tom's probably going to have to go and sort them out. He has got his nephews there. He's staying at his sister's house. So in case anyone was wondering who the little kids were, we're now going back to me just really just doing it by myself. So I'm going to quickly, there's the live chat. It's back. I'm going to quickly change So it says live chat again, so bear with us 1 second. And yep, that looks pretty good. All right, live chat's on. All right, so let's go through the comments here. Should I take a -4 to bring in White for Konza? Probably not. I think I just play Konza in that particular one. Bro, Rodgers, oh no. Yeah, I know, can't believe that. Would you start Rodgers or Kevin De Bruyne or take a -4 to get rid of one of them? I don't think I'd take a -4 to get rid of one of them unless you're going to captain the person you're going to bring in. So, for that reason, I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I'd be willing to risk it for that, if I'm being brutally honest. Marmoush or Rodgers? Marmoush or Rodgers? I think we'll get Man City team leaks before the deadline. I'm pretty confident we'll find out whether Marmoush is starting, whether find out Kevin De Bruyne is starting. Either of them, I think we're highly likely to find out before the deadline. So just hold fire on that until about 10 minutes before the deadline. Hopefully we do that. I know we lost him. He's been there. He's done it. He's gone. Tom really needs to have a few drinks. He was a little bit of a damn squid. Probably needs to invest in a proper microphone as well so we don't hear the kids going on either, which would be nice, but there's always room for improvement. See you, Tom. Can you suggest the best Arsenal asset and differential for this game week as I'm chasing to win my mini league? I'm 20 points behind first place. Razem Jafar. All right. They were annoying. They were also distracting me quite a bit. I was actually trying to focus and I lost my focus. But it's okay. We are back. It's just quiet. It's just me now waffling absolute nonsense between now and the deadline. So let's go back to the transfers. So I wanted to go to the status. So Van Linsen's the most transferred in player this week with 453,604 transfers. Now, that is unbelievable considering if Kluivert plays, he's not on penalties and you're relying on him to score goals. Now, yes, Leicester's defence is not very good. They're probably not going to care. They've had the Vardy party send-off. Is he that good, though? I'm not sure. Jared Bowen, I would argue, is a significantly better asset. I'm also shocked about the amount of people that bring in Watkins. So for me, I'm kind of thinking that I would just want to take them both on. And just hope that they don't go absolutely massive and just try and get the differentials that way. Isaac, obviously the most transferred out player at the moment of 811,000 transfers, which is why I quite like, if we get news or some sort of confirmation that Isaac is starting, I love the fact that Isaac could be now a very good differential. He's going to be low owned because almost 1 million people have flogged him off. Prior to the deadline, it's probably going to be even higher. Saliba's been sold 464,000 times. De Bruyne as well, over 200,000 transfers out. Wood also very highly sold. And so is Munoz. So Munoz was the first transfer I did this game week on free hit, and I bought in Kirkes for him. I just want to see who else is being bought because I really want to try and give myself as much chance as possible to try and gain as much rank as possible and get as close to the 1K by the end of the week. So White's been bought in by 195,000 people as well. Kivior, 162,000 people. Raya, 212. They're all going to be highly owned, aren't they? I'm surprised Guardiola's being bought in by that much. I'm going to be selling him. I'm going to be selling Kukurea. I bought in one Basaka. Burn, I don't mind. Trossard's also been bought in 97,000 times. Wow. Lots of transfers being made this week. Lots of people must be on free hit and wildcard, I'm guessing. Semenyo, the most popular Bournemouth asset that's in the midfield, in front of Kluivert, which is interesting. Rice, also pretty popular, 88,000 transfers. Rodgers isn't. Welbeck, only 69,000. Haaland, 69,000. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at the sold really quickly. Sold. Salah's still being sold in great numbers. 143,000 managers have said goodbye to the Egyptian king. Bruno Fernandes could be a cheeky shout. Could be his final game for Manchester United today. That's an interesting subplot. He could be the final game rolling out for Man United. For that reason, maybe Bruno Punt could be a nice fitting farewell. I don't know. I just got a feeling that he's going to be sold in the summer to Saudi. It would make a lot of sense. All right, I still don't know my transfer. Do I do manager transfer from West Ham to Wolves or Tottenham or Newcastle? My bet is to stay with West Ham versus Ipswich. What do you think? Otherwise, make player transfer. I mean, I just feel like that I think West Ham win the game, Daniel. But if I was me, I'd be chasing the table bonus, man. So I'd probably waste my transfer on bringing in Pereira, and then I'm hoping that he doesn't do well, so you don't beat me this week. Here's my team. Let's have a look. Raya, Guardiol, Burn, Kivior, Bowen, Saka, Salah, Captain, Mbuemo, Wood, Watkins, and Valenson. You reckon that's enough to stay in the top 10K? 6 points inside. Should be. I mean, you've got a lot of rank protects in there. You could probably got the most popular captain. You're not going to be gaining much rank. You're not going to be losing much as well. You've got all the popular assets. You've got Bowen, you've got Burma, you've got Salah, you've got Valentin, which everyone seems to be hot on. At Watkins, who everyone seems to be hot. Well, who seems to be hot on. Wood obviously is your differential, which is quite nice. Kivior covers the Arsenal defence, so does Raya. Burn covers the Newcastle defence. Guardiol, I do expect Fulham to score. That's all I'll say on that, which is why I'm quite happy to sell Guardiol. Best triple captain option, Saka. If you want to take a risk and we get news that Saka starts, Saka is the best triple captaincy option this week. He's got a stupidly high ceiling if he can go big. And Southampton this season have conceded a lot of goals down the right-hand side of their team. So for that reason, just keep that in mind. Yeah, just why I said to that guy, YD, I'd probably look at Saka. I put it in my late mail video. I always put like the triple captain that I think could be a good triple captain this week in that video. And yeah, I put Saka in. He got 16 points the first time around against... let's go back to transfers. He got 16 points the first time around against Southampton. And he had an XGI of 1.24. So he got 2 assists of 0.93 expected assists and a goal off 0.31. And he got 3 bonus points. I mean, that was when he was running hot, right? At the start of the season, he was a really good asset to have. Realistically, he's done nothing except 1 goal against Fulham when he came back. I mean, they haven't had the easiest games. Newcastle, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. Ipswich game was obviously disappointing, and he was super unlucky not to return in that game. He had 1.39 expected goal involvement against Ipswich. Should have returned. I'm kind of expecting that if we get news that Saka starts, he's probably going to put up similar numbers if he starts against Southampton. And for that reason, I just think that he's got the highest upside, I think, of all the players this week. That's my brutal, honest opinion. Whether I captain him or not is going to be a different question. But at the moment, that's kind of where I'm thinking. By the way, if you haven't already, please smash a like on the video, share it as well with your friends. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I've only got Guardiol for safety. Yeah, that makes sense. Everyone's got Guardiol, so yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Triple captain, Bowen or Watkins? I'm easily first in my mini league and top 40k, so I can have a little bit of fun. What do you think? I'd probably triple captain Bowen. I don't think Aston Villa are going to be scoring multiple goals at Old Trafford, is my gut feel being a United fan. I just think the United just want to go. They need to go out and put out some kind of performance tonight to just make up for the debacle that was Wednesday night. So for that reason, I just think that they need to show up. And for that reason, I think that Bowen would be the better shout there. Poke Pack Customs, how are you? I've got Ange for table bonus. Had him last 2 weeks and blanked 2 lol. And now Son and Romero ruled out. Whoa. I think I like Brighton in that game, man. I don't know if I'd be going for Ange and table bonus. I think I'll be looking at Pereira from Wolves. He's definitely the top manager with table bonus this week, I believe. Yeah, let us know what you're all thinking in the comments about that one. Let's have a look down here. I've got 57 people watching now. Holy hell. Brilliant stuff. Keep it up, guys. And thank you for joining me on the final day. To everyone that has subscribed and has been watching my videos, at the start of the season, I had no idea what I was doing. If you go back and watch my game week 1 videos, I was still my personality, but I didn't really know how to present my videos. I was just making it up, learning as I went along. I didn't do a deadline stream for 6 or 7 weeks. I don't know. I can't remember how long. But it's been a journey. I've enjoyed it. It's been great. I will be back next season. I'm potentially going to do the Club World Cup as well if people show enough interest in that. Again, if you are interested in joining the WhatsApp chat, which will be active during the summer, and I'll be posting everything in there, I'm going to quickly drop the link to that chat in the comments. So feel free to join it. My moderators don't seem to be here. Rahi's obviously sleeping. And I haven't seen him in the chat yet either. But yeah. What is my 11 at the moment? So my 11 at the moment, there's a couple of different drafts. So I'm going to put them together now for you all to look at. So in this draft here, it's Trossard and Isaac in, and it'd be Minte on the bench. So it would be starting White, Kirkes, Shah, Raya. But I am open to potentially pissing off Ben White for a 4 million defender. And then I could have another midfielder here. In fact, actually, let's see if I can work that. So I don't mind taking on double Newcastle defence. So let's just work with it. Let's see what I can come up with here. So we get rid of White and we'll bring in, who was I going to bring in? A 4 million defender. Let's have a look. I was looking at this the other day. So defenders just really need someone that's going to be playing, right? Let's have a look. 4.2. All right, first, okay. Van den Berg, 4.1. He's going to get a game, probably. Mazraoui, probably get a game. Sessegnon could get a game. FaZe, 100% going to get a game. Do you really want him, though? Agbadou, ironically, he scored last week, didn't he? Against Crystal Palace. Maybe we bring it, but just put him in. Because we don't need him, right? Let's just put him in for now. Let's just whack that in, see what we can do with this budget. So ideally, what I would like here is I would like to get this to Luis Diaz, if I'm being brutally honest. Let's have a look. Defenders, and midfielders. Let's get Luis Diaz there. So there's a few different things I like the look of that just require a little bit of tinkering around. The only thing here is that I want to bench one of these blokes up front again. And realistically, it'd probably have to be Wissa. For that reason, probably just, I don't know, whack Welbeck and see what happens there. Let's have a look. Forwards. Let's whack in Welbeck. There we go. 0.8. Now I can stuff that. Get rid of Agbadou. We can get in Kivior. Defenders. Right. There we go. Kivior. There we go. So I could do that, right? That gives you... Oh, no, I still can't do that. 0.1 short. Hold on. Let me work some magic. Who can we get rid of for 0.1? Is there another forward that's really cheap that I'm not thinking about? Let's have a look. Forwards. 5.4. Jamie Vardy would be perfect, right? But he's not playing. And Dye against Newcastle? Nah, that's just dumb. Calvert-Lewin, 5.4. Hurst, 5.4. He could play for Ipswich up front against West Ham. It's definitely possible. West Ham's defence isn't very good. Imagine if George Hurst came in and scored like 2 goals and he was sat on the bench. I think I'd actually cry. Jefferson up front, he could be a good shout. Nah, I'm talking absolute nonsense. You know who would actually be a good shout? Just whacking Obi there. Because I don't really need him. Actually, I do need him to play. I needed to be someone that potentially could come on if Isaac is ruled out and we don't get news prior to the deadline. I need an actual playing player because or else that just leaves you really short. So 0.1, I'm short. I need to find 0.1 from somewhere. In reality, it's probably just getting rid of Areola. Let's go to the goalkeepers and have a quick look there. I'm going to get back to the comments really in a second. I'm just going to see if I can muck around here and do something funny. Let's just go with... Palmer's too expensive as well. Jorgensen. Kinski, 4.1. He'll surely get a rollout, right? For Tottenham tonight. There we go. Let's leave that. 4.1. Hope that he plays. All right, let's get into the comments really quickly. Right, he's in. He heard my call to action. He's in the chat. Brilliant. Good stuff. Howdy, guys. Just woke up. It's 7:20 in Texas. Hello. Welcome. Good morning. Good evening for me. It's actually 8:23 here in the evening for me. Hello, Bocky. How are you? Get rid of Areola for Fabianski or something. Yep. Yo. Who are we captaining? Good question. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking differential captain. I know lots of people are going to be going Salah. It makes a lot of sense to me as well. A lot of people also going Bowen. If we get some team leaks, I'm very tempted to captain a bit of a differential. I'm even also thinking of captaining Haaland. The dude's near the top for the goal-scoring odds this week as well. Also, Isaac could be a really good captain if he does actually start for Newcastle as well, FYI. Hi there. I did Eze to Semenyo. What do you think? Yep, that's a pretty good move. I would expect Semenyo to outscore Eze this week, even though I think that Liverpool potentially might concede goals tonight. Raya will start. No need for goalkeeper backup. Yep, pretty much bang on. If I was really concerned about it, I could just ditch Raya for Pope and then ditch Burn for someone. Like, that is also an option, right? Yeah, they're both decent options. I can do some work around that. It's just whatever one I like the most, isn't it? Need to gain 22 points in my need to gain 22 points in first in my mini league to get a lot of money. Pick a differential captain and then pick a couple of differentials in your team and hope that they all come in. I mean, 22 points is definitely achievable. Anything over like 25 becomes pretty guessworky. What do you think of Bowen captain versus Ipswich? Yeah, I don't mind it. Apparently Ipswich have had some sort of illness go through their camp as well, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Why do you still have Isaac? I don't. This is just a different draft where I do, and I'm actually bringing him in now. The reason why I'm bringing these people in is because every man and his dog in the top 10K has a Valentin. They have Watkins. I'm not making any rank if I have those assets in my team. I'd rather take them on. I'd rather risk it for the biscuit and try and get as close to the 1K as possible. I'm 20 points inside the top 10K. They'd both have to go absolutely massive for me to like lose, to drop out of the top 10K. Let's put it that way. Think going to sell Isaac for Valentin. Yep, just keep that in mind. He's not going to be a differential. If you're chasing rank, Valentin's going to get you nothing. Unless you captain him, and then it could go horribly wrong. Bench 1, Watkins, Rogers, Wissa, Cunha, or Mbeumo. I'd probably bench Rogers, I think. It's a tough one. We don't know who's on penalties for Villa. I don't think it's going to be Watkins. I think it could be Rogers, so maybe it's benching Watkins. I think you play Mbeumo and Cunha and Wissa. Unless we find out that Cunha's on the bench before the game, then you don't play Cunha. Otherwise, I think I bench one of the Villa boys. Hello from Ireland. Hello, Eddie Casey. 1.25 after lunch for me. Brilliant. Card flip between Cunha and Marmoush, please. Here we go. The card loves a bit of the Cunha magic, right? It's loved it all season long. And I'm telling you, I've got a feeling that maybe today is the day that the card says, stuff you, Cunha. You're going to join Man United. Is joining Man United a good decision for Cunha? Let's ask the card that before we ask whether Cunha is a good option or not. So, should you join Man United? Yes. Should you join Man United? No. The card knows we're a basket case. It said he shouldn't join Man United. It's going to be the death of the man. What was the actual question to begin with? Card flip between Cunha and Marmoush, please. So, Cunha, Marmoush. All right. Oh, mate, I'm telling you, this card absolutely loves Cunha. It's picked Cunha over Marmoush. I told you, I said in the WhatsApp chat, I can guarantee that the card is going to pop off and it's going to bring back the Cunha love. This is the Cunha card, and it loves Cunha. It's in love with the man. I think if the card was Cunha's agent, it would just marry him, I think. I'm currently chasing... Hello, JG. I'm currently chasing a rival who is 9 points ahead and playing his bench boost. That's rough. So he's 9 points ahead and he's got bench boost. Should I play it safe with my one free transfer to get White or take a hit for Saka and Kivior? He has Arsenal defence. I don't. He won't have Saka. Yo, mate, if he's playing bench boost and you're already 9 points behind and you're then wanting to take a minus, like a hit, that's 13 points plus bench boost you're going to have to make up. That doesn't feel good. I don't think I can recommend a hit if you're going up against someone like that. You've just got to hope that your one transfer and your differentials absolutely go ham, is my honest answer. Where am I from? I'm from Australia originally. I am also British descent, so I've got a British passport and an Australian one, and I've lived in London for 3 years, and my accent, depending on who I'm hanging out with, is very mongrelly. Let's put it that way. Man, I hate these deadline decision times, bro. I know. It's fun times. I love it, especially when I've got decisions to make. I've got 1 hour to decide what free hit draft I'm going with for the watch along. Join us for the watch along as well. We're going to have new rules for the watch along tonight. I'm going to be covering all 10 games simultaneously. There's going to be a shot for every 8 goals that is scored across all 10 games, because I worked out that if there was a shot every 3 goals and there was at least 30 goals, which realistically there's definitely going to be 30 goals, that would be 10 shots, and I've got to work tomorrow, so I don't think I can be that irresponsible. So for that reason, a shot on every 10 goals. Now, if a player that I own on free hit scores a goal, that is a half shot. So those are the rules. Those are the rules this week on the live watch along. Rogers or Murphy, Saka, Isaac, or Mateta striker. Help. Murphy to Saka, Isaac or Mateta to a striker. I think I'd probably go Rogers to Saka. If it was my team, I'd probably be tempted to move Rogers on. I don't think Man United away this way. I know that people sit there and go, they're crap, and they are crap. I watched the Europa League final and I was swearing at the TV for 2 hours. If I'd done a live watch along of that game, it was not pretty viewing for anyone. If you think Mark Goldbridge is ridiculous, should have seen me on Wednesday night. I was fuming. And I was at the casino. I was not a happy man. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Any Tottenham fan that was around me absolutely copped it as well. How many leaks are we expecting? God knows is the honest answer to that, Yachu. Hopefully a few, but we'll just have to wait and decide. 100%, it's definitely in love with the Cunha. De Bruyne doesn't start. Leak. Told ya. I knew it. Benched. He did the same thing to Sergio Aguero on his final game in the Premier League. So De Bruyne getting benched does not surprise me in the slightest. Also, I don't know if it makes Haaland a very good asset either, if De Bruyne is not on the field. Villa pen takers, Rashford, Asensio, Tielemans. Oh, is Tielemans fit? Does anyone know if Tielemans is fit this week? Because I actually think that Tielemans is a really good differential this week. I'm not tempted to go there myself, but if I was after a Villa asset this week, I'd probably look at Tielemans. He's a really good asset. And I was actually going to buy him prior to buying Watkins in game week 36, 37, sorry. Because I really liked him and then he was injured, so then I never went there. Who said Kevin De Bruyne doesn't start? Someone? Not sure. It's probably on Twitter, to be honest. Man City lineups always get leaked, so I would be very confident in any Man City leaks, provided they're from the usual accounts. On chasing my half of 9-point lead in bench boost, so your differentials are Bowen and Buemo. Wow, he hasn't got Buemo? Okay, and Buemo could go big. And Watkins. I'm worried that's not enough, which is why I'm thinking about Saka and the -4. I'd pick a differential captain as well. I'm assuming he's going to captain Salah. You probably need to bet against it, if I'm being honest. It may not feel good, but you've got to really go all in on your differentials to try and make it up. Like 9 points and a chip getting played against you is hard work. Even on bench, if I was free hitting against him in my lineup tonight, I'd still be concerned I could make that distance up. I'm not sure how good his bench is. Isaac and Mateta a striker, preferably not a Van and need a differential. Go for Welbeck, go for Cunha. If Cunha starts, the card loves Cunha. I mean, Cunha's due a big send-off, isn't he? He's leaving the club at the end of the year. Surely he starts and he finishes with a bang. I expect Brentford Wolves to be a goal fest. If I'm being brutally honest, I could see at least 6 goals in that game. What to do with Isaac? Good question. Wait and see if we get confirmation he's starting or not before doing anything. Welbeck or Trossard, -4. I don't think I'd take a -4 for either of them. But if I was, I'd probably go... Oh, that's a tough one. Romero's out for Spurs. I feel like Welbeck could be the better option. Welbeck's going to be on penalties as well. Maybe it is Welbeck. Not sure. But both are really good assets. I don't mind the picks. I just don't like the -4. Hey, bro, start Cunha or Gibbs White? All right, so let's ask the card. Cunha, Gibbs White. Oh, mate, this card is unbelievable. Every time there's a call between Cunha and someone else, other than the triple captain that week when Rahi threw a spanner at me, it's picked Cunha every time. Cunha over Gibbs White. I've got something special about Cunha tonight. Don't know what it is. All right, so Tielemans trained this week, then he's probably playing. Good differential. Very good differential. Thanks for that, Leif. Are there any defenders you'd take a -4 for? The only ones I'd consider taking a -4 for would be probably Kirkes or Shah. Because I feel like they've got good goal threat and they've got pretty good fixtures on paper. You could get an Arsenal defender, but if it's to chase someone that's already got Arsenal defence and you're taking a -4 to bring in an Arsenal defender, that doesn't feel overly good. Is taking a -4 Sada Bowen to bench Konza worth it, or taking -4 Marmoush to Van Linson? Let me think about that. Is taking a -4 Sada Bowen to bench Konza worth it, or taking -4 Marmoush to Van Linson? I think if we're getting leaks that Kevin De Bruyne, if it's lazy FPL, De Bruyne's on the bench. I'm just going to come out and say that. I don't think he's got a leak wrong all season on Man City. The dude's got some good contacts, which means that Kevin De Bruyne probably is on the bench. So yeah, take what you will of that. Thank you very much for that, Rahi. Let's take him over. So I don't think I'd be benching. I would assume that Marmoush is going to start if Kevin De Bruyne is on the bench. So for that reason, I don't think I'd be going to Van Linson. In fact, the actual differential move would be to stay with Marmoush, and then your -4 to get rid of Konza off the bench. I'd probably be inclined to say that Bowen's a good pick. Who would you move? Yeah, Sarr. Sarr probably returns with 2 goals tonight. I don't know. He's been that bad, but he probably does. Confirm Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. Saka or a punt on like Trossard? I really want to know if anyone's got any sources of Arsenal leaks, because that's what I want to know. Because Saka versus Trossard. So there's this draft here, right? With Isaac in it, Haaland, Welbeck. Look at Luis Diaz. So in reality, I'd be benching Welbeck and playing the other 5. So Trossard and Buemo, Diaz, Salah, Bowen, Isaac, Haaland. I mean, there's a world where I just get rid of Haaland, right? But it doesn't really matter. I don't need the money elsewhere. That's why. The thing is, if I got rid of Haaland, I could then have, like, say, I could keep Wissa, and it could be then Wissa, Isaac, Welbeck or Cunha, but then I could just move Trossard to Saka or something like that. That's also an option. I'm not opposed to that idea. I don't know, someone about me quite likes playing Shah and Burn tonight. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that with those defenders out for Everton, there could be some headed goals off corners. And I feel like for that reason, I don't mind starting Shah and Burn. I don't like double Arsenal defence. I don't like double defence in general. Everyone knows if there's a time of the year to do it, yeah. Yeah, madness. Absolute madness. All right, let's get back to the comments. All right, so I might have something on Isaac, but it needs confirmation. So just wait. I'll inform the lads here. Brilliant. Fantastic. That's what we love to hear. Playing bench boost. Is it worth to do O'Brien to Shah Kirkus for a -4? Yeah, I think that's definitely worth doing. Kirsan, if you're playing bench boost and you're happy to take a -4, that I would suggest you're probably going to make that 4 points up pretty easily with that transfer. I wouldn't think that one would go that far wrong. All right, so there's this draft here, right? So we've got this draft here, which, you know, Rayard starting goal, as I said, it'd be Kirkez, Shah, Burn, or Kirkez, Shah, Kivior. You can even argue Wan-Bissaka could be a really good option here. If there is illness going through the Ipswich camp, maybe starting Wan-Bissaka is not that bad of an idea. Ipswich concede a lot of goals down their right-hand side, but they also concede goals from left-backs. But ironically, I looked at the stats and I was like, okay, that could be really good for Wan-Bissaka, right? And then the midfield, obviously, you just play the... I feel like you'd start Trossard and Buemo, Diaz, Salah, and Bowen. I feel like Diaz definitely starts this week. The only thing I would be concerned is that he generally goes off in the 70th minute, so you need him to go ham pretty early in the game. That's the only query I've got on Diaz. And then there's obviously Welbeck, Haaland, and Isaac. Obviously, the other draft, which I've done up here, very different. No money in the bank. This is currently what the team is at the moment. So Wissa, Haaland, Evanlinson, Bowen, Salah, Shard, and Buemo, Saka. And you're benching Shard here, so which is why he's still in there. Kukurea would go. Kukurea goes. I mean, I could be looking at Matoma. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong players. Maybe there's other players I just haven't considered that are potentially going to go ham this week. Like Kukurea is going to come out. That's going to be Shah. Let's be honest. Let's make that transfer. I love Kukurea. Fantastic 15-pointer last week. He's not doing anything this week. Let's be honest. And let's just get rid of Sade for a minute. Let's go to midfielders. Get rid of that. I want a 5 million midfielder. Who's the best 5 million midfielder? Enzo? I don't really need him. Damsgaard would be pretty good. So Damsgaard in instead. That could actually work, you know. Damsgaard's actually been in pretty good form. And I don't really need him. I just need him to be on the bench. I don't know. The Evanlinson, this draft just feels weaker because I feel like Saka's a bit of a minute's risk. I'm not convinced on Evanlinson at all, if I'm being brutally honest. And then then you're either benching Damsgaard or you're benching Evanlinson. It's one or the other, right? That's what it comes down to. All right, rumour, Anana drop for Man United. Good. Get rid of the clown out of goals, man. I'm sick of seeing that idiot. How he didn't save that goal that Brennan Johnson and Luke Shaw combined for each other the other day. It was like slow motion. I remember looking at the screen. I was like, oh, that's a crap cross. And then I just looked and I was like, that didn't just go in, did it? And it did. Like Anana just so slow at diving, man. I don't understand how he can be that bad as a goalkeeper. Like, how do we spend 52 million on him? I think it was 52 million. Eric Ten Hag fleeced the club out of so much money with some of his purchases. It's hard to believe. There's a reason why that guy's never won a European final. There's a reason why he's never won a European final. Because he's crap. Absolutely crap. Mark Goldbridge, eat your heart out. Thanks. Collins, Milinkovic, Guavio, TAA. I don't mind the TAA shout. If I get rumours, Rahi, get on this. Find out if Trent's starting for me. I want to put him in the team just for you. Bowen, Salah, Rogers and Buemo, Jacob Murphy, Isaac Wissa, Wood, and assistant manager Guardiola. Where to use the one free transfer? Probably O'Brien, man. O'Brien's going to do nothing for you. So your team's probably starting at looking at Guardiola. You're probably going to play Trent, I'm guessing, hoping that he starts, and then Collins. I feel like you want to make it. I feel like you want to spend your transfer on the defence. Your defence definitely needs to transfer, I think. Yeah, what's this Ipswich sickness stuff? I haven't seen any of it. I've just seen it. There's a few people have written about Ipswich illness in this chat since we've been here. Yeah, KDB is not starting apparently. Lazy FPL breaking the news again, as usual, on the Man City leaks. He's very good on the Man City leaks. Heavy hints that Matoma's not starting via the presser. Rin, nice to see you again, Rin. How are you? I'm assuming it's the morning for you, Rin, over in the States. FPL Jack, how come you're not sure of Allinson? I think he should be good. He's only got 2 double-figure returns all season. I don't think the ceiling is really there for him. I think if Allinson will return, don't get me wrong, I think he'll score a goal. I'm not sure Bournemouth score massive amounts of goals today, though, to be honest with you. They haven't been in the best form. Look at Bournemouth's results recently. 3-1, loss. 1-0, loss. 2-1, win. 1-1 draw against Man United, who are crap. 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace, who are busy with the FA Cup. 1-0 win. 2-2 draw. 2-1 loss to Ipswich. 2-1 loss to Brentford. 2-2 draw to Tottenham. 2-1 loss to Brighton. 1-0 loss to Wolves. I don't think they're scoring more than 2 goals in that game, Bournemouth. If I'm being brutally honest, if my gut feel, you ask me how many goals are in that game, I don't think Bournemouth is scoring more than 3. And for that reason, is he going to score more than 1 goal? Probably not. Would be my guess. I'm on the Trent Leaks too. If I can get anything, I'll put him in. Brilliant. Hi, mate. Who to bench? Rogers or Shard? Greetings from Poland. Hello, David S. I like Poland. I've got some nice friends that live in Poland. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's really thrown me off. Shout out to them if they're watching back home. So, what was it? Rogers, Shard. Start Shard. I haven't been keen on Villa assets all week. I don't know why. I just haven't been keen on them. So, yeah. Marmoush and Guavi all start for City. Team News FPL. There you go. I told you if Kevin De Bruyne is not starting, Marmoush had to be starting. Has anyone got news on whether the Cyborg is starting? Anyone got news on the Haaland starting? Yeah, okay. Yep. And Haaland? Maybe I should get rid of Haaland. Maybe it's just a sign. Just get rid of the bloody Cyborg. Kepa, Guavio, Milinkovic, Konza, Rogers, and Puermo, Salah, Watkins, Wissel, Cunha. 1 free transfer suggestions. I'd probably move... Any news on Cunha? Anyone want to know? I'd probably move Milinkovic or Konza, potentially. I'd probably look at Kirkez. Kirkez for Milinkovic, maybe? Or Kirkez for Konza. I don't know what your funds are like, but that's probably what I'll be looking at. Marmo starting. Yep, brilliant. Yep, pulled an all-nighter for no good reason. Not even 6 a.m. yet. Oh, Rin, that is brilliant. Lovely all-nighter. Fantastic. That is commitment, my love. That's commitment. Very good. I still can't believe Man City must... Ruben Amorim got sick of the Man United team leaks, right? And then the club have finally addressed it. And then there were none. There were no team leaks again. In reality, it doesn't really matter because Man United are that crap. No one's picking their assets anyway. So who cares if you leak the team because there's no one good to pick anyway. The Isaac leak states that he starts, but he's the least reliable source. So just waiting for confirmation. All right, there we go. So I quite like the Isaac shout. Now, Isaac's a differential, which is why I think I prefer the Isaac draft. So if we go back there, this one here, again, 0 budget left in the bank. And this one here also, well, that's 0.1. This one I'm taking a risk by going for Quivior rather than White, Trossard rather than Saka, but then it's Isaac over Vanlinson, but then I'm also losing Wissa. And I don't know how good that feels. I feel like Wissa's on track to score 20 goals, man. Maybe the best forward line this week is actually a Wissa. Let's just open this up again. Go to another tab. Let's have a look at what I've actually got at the moment. So that's what I've got at the moment. 0 in the bank. That's the team at the moment. There's a few things I'm just unsure on. By the way, Dan Burn, what a man. 4.4 million. I bought him up to 4.6 now. People must think he's going to score a goal tonight. Maybe he does. Maybe he does against that Everton team. I'm not sure. Yes, lad. Been watching you for a minute. This growth is going to be quadruple next season, mate. Just keep on keeping on. Also, Bowen or Watkins or Vanlinson. I only have 1 transfer to get one of them in. Bowen or Watkins or Van Linson. I mean, they're all so popular this week. I think Bowen's the best pick of the three. If you're on my gut feel at the start, I think like weeks ago, like 10 weeks ago, I said Bowen will be one of the best players to own through to the end of the season, and he's probably going to return massively, and he's been brilliant. So for that reason, I think I looked at the stats between Bowen as well. So Bowen is just consistent. He's a bit like a Van Linson. He's only got 1, 2, 3. He's actually got more. He's got five double-figure hauls. And he got 12 points against Ipswich the first time. I just really like him. I just think he's a great pick. I think he's a great pick this week. I think he's my favourite of those three. I personally think you should get Haaland off. Doesn't look like City have any playmakers on the pitch today. This is probably when he just scores goals. I'm going to take him out. He's going to score a hat-trick. I'm like, bastard. Hey, mate, should I play O'Brien or Bradley? I play Bradley. And should I get Bowen or Saka for Kevin De Bruyne? I would go with Bowen unless we get news that Saka is starting. If Saka's starting, then I'd like him better because he's going to be more of a differential. But, well, I think he's more of a differential. Hold on, let me have a look. Oh, no, he's actually owned by more teams than Bowen still. That's unbelievable. And Saka's obviously gone up in price overnight as well. What do you think of Havertz, D-Unit, or Marino even? I quite like Marino. I don't see why you would be bothering starting... I don't know why you'd start Havertz when he's back from 3 months off with a hamstring and he played, 10 minutes last week? Why the hell would you play him in game week 38? That doesn't make any sense to me, that one. The Havertz one, I just can't get on board. What's the crack? Hey, Peter, good to see you in the chat, buddy. Sorry about the kids, fellas. Wasn't expecting to be on the show pre-bedtime. Yep, fair enough. I did throw Tom a last-minute curveball. I said, fancy deadline stream? Everyone's wanted you on. We can do it. We got half an hour of Tom Tuck. So that was better than nothing. Would you go with Livramento and Guardiol as well over O'Brien? Yes, I'd take them both over O'Brien. O'Brien's playing against Newcastle, chasing the Champions League spot. I can't see them keeping a clean sheet, and I can't see O'Brien scoring down the other end. Jacob Kovacs, Guardiol playing left back instead of centre back. That's interesting. That could actually be really good for City. If he's playing left back, I actually think Guardiol's a great option. He probably is a good shout to actually score a goal from there. But Fulham have only failed to score in 6 games this season. Yeah, I know. That's also my concern. That's why I've moved Guardiol out, because I just think that they're going to concede. I expect Fulham to concede, which is why I think that Haaland's such a good move this week. I don't know why. I don't know what makes you think he is. If Savinho is starting, then I feel like Haaland's a much better player, because that man crosses really good from the right. And if he's playing, then I think Haaland is actually a pretty good shout. I mean, the bookies don't normally get it wrong. Haaland's third in that list for scoring a goal this week, which is why I still like him. And he's stupidly low owned in the top 10K. He's like 12% owned. So any points I do get from this man, if he actually scores a goal for once, then I'm on. I'm on. Should I captain Haaland? No, I wouldn't be captaining him. I haven't even thought about captaining the man. That would be a Hail Mary play. I'm pretty sure the card's going to advise against it. Should you captain Haaland? Yes or no? Okay, the card's an idiot. No, don't believe the card. The card reckons you should captain Haaland. There you go. You want the card's advice? It's definitely not mine. Captain Haaland. There you go. Maybe this is the week where he finally scores a hat-trick. Reminds the Premier League that he is the Norwegian cyborg. Maybe that is what's going to happen here. Based on form, the front three should be Wissa, Watkins, and Raul. Yeah, I know Raul Jimenez has actually been super good. He's playing Man City though. I just can't see him score. Well, they probably will. He probably will score. Is Isaac out? I'm not sure. We're still waiting on news whether he's starting or whether he's on the bench or whatever. Did you know that in the final game week of last season, Isaac was also under an injury cloud, right? He was under an injury cloud last season, and I actually started Callum Wilson instead of Isaac. And Isaac scored 14 points, I think, last season. Someone will have to correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been 14 points. It might have even been even more. But I'm pretty confident Isaac got a massive haul, and he was under a huge injury cloud at the end of last season as well. So maybe someone can check that. But I'm pretty confident I've got that right. How come no Villa in your squad? Man U root's too strong? No, I don't think it's going to be an easy game for Villa tonight. I just think that the performance from United on Wednesday night was that bad. They have to go out there and show some spirit. And for that reason, I think they won't get swatted aside. And Villa have not been punishing teams the last few weeks. They played Spurs last week and struggled to beat Spurs, and they were at home. They're going to Old Trafford. It's going to be a toxic atmosphere, let's be honest. I think Man United will score a goal tonight. So for that reason, I don't really rate their assets. Send something on the PC which will be helpful, Darius. Here we go. All right, yes. So here we go. All right, so projected goals and clean sheet odds. Hold on, I'm just going to quickly... Actually, I'm going to send this to myself. Bear with me 1 second, folks. I'll try and bring this up. All right, so the top scorers for this week. That can't be right. Okay, I was like, hold on. Gakpo was at the top of the list. It was the second page. I was like, that is definitely not correct. All right, so the top scoring odds this week. Salah comes in at 0.82 expected goals. So he's miles in front. Isaac comes in at number 2. Haaland comes in at number 3. So 0.8 for Isaac, 0.68 for Haaland. Callum Wilson, ironically, comes in at 0.67. So they're obviously hedging their bets that it's either Callum Wilson starting or Isaac starting, and whoever does is high odds to score a goal. Welbeck comes in next at 0.65. Valentin at 0.65 as well. Saka at 0.62. Watkins at 0.56. Clive at 0.51. Bowen at 0.5. Trossard at 0.5. Luis Diaz is actually down at 0.47, along with Wisser at 0.47 and Mbuemo at 0.45. So that's all very interesting odds. That's the projected top scorers this week. And that's based on like bookies odds and stuff like that. In terms of projected goals and clean sheet odds, so for Bournemouth, they're expecting 2.7 goals and a 38% chance of a clean sheet. So as I said, I don't expect Bournemouth to absolutely smash them, but I expect, as I said, no more than 3 goals. Looks like the bookies are pretty on it. West Ham, ironically, 1.98 goals, 1.9 goals. Ipswich, 1.55. So they're reading that game pretty evenly. Man United are expected to score about 1.28 goals, which suggests, as I said, that I think they'll score tonight. And Villa only 1.95. So that reason was why I've got the faith that Villa aren't actually going to be as good as people think. Chelsea, ironically, are expected to score more than Nottingham Forest tonight. Brighton are expected to score 2.4 goals against Tottenham. Man City, 2.1 goals against Fulham, but Fulham are also expected to score 1.08. Liverpool, 2.7, lead everyone along with Bournemouth this week. Newcastle, 2.5. Arsenal, 2.8. And Newcastle and Arsenal have the highest percentage odds at a clean sheet, followed with 46% for Newcastle, 44% for Arsenal. So there you go. There's some interesting odds. Take with that what you want. Okay, let's have a look. All right, it's kind of time for Haaland to haul, and annoyingly loads of Marmouche owners like me. Yeah, I'd bloody well, if he doesn't hold this week, it's probably my stupidest decision of this season at the back end, buying him back into the team for the equivalent of 6 points in 3 weeks. Yeah. Isaac Marino and Eze to a Valentin, Saka and Bowen. Oh, hold on, what? Let me read that again. Sorry, mate. Isaac Marino and Eze. Oh, okay. Isaac Marino and Eze to a Valentin, Saka and Bowen. I'm assuming that's for a hit or not a hit. Let's ask. Yes? No. Don't do it. Card said no. I don't think I like the Isaac transfer out, if I'm being honest. If he starts, I think Isaac's brilliant. I would not be selling him. I'm looking to bring him back in. Gordon or Barnes? I prefer Barnes. He's got better underlying data, and he's just been brilliant. Like he's got a higher ceiling than Gordon as well, I believe, which is why I like Barnes better. Yep. Hearing Isaac starts for Newcastle at Team News FPL. Yeah, I know he's probably not that reliable, but it's possible. Have Martinez in goal. Would you go to Raya or Bournemouth goalie? I think you've got Martinez in goal. You got to play him. It doesn't really matter. Go with the cheapest one. I'm playing White, so it would be double Arsenal and double Newcastle defence. I don't mind it. Double Arsenal, double Newcastle defence actually doesn't look too bad on paper, to be honest with you. If Isaac starts, what changes do you make in your squad? This is what I'm doing if Isaac starts. There we go. Potentially, that's what I'm doing. I'm not sold on the Diaz pick, FYI. but I think that's probably where I'm going. And then if someone gets benched, Welbeck then comes off the bench. So that feels pretty good. Yeah. And I'm probably starting Raya, Shah, Byrne, and Kirkes in that draft, by the way. So 2 Newcastle, a Bournemouth, and Raya in goal. Is White starting? No idea, but I'd assume so. With all the issues the Arsenal defence have at the moment, wouldn't surprise me. Mamouche or Welbeck? Mamouche or Welbeck? Let's ask the card, eh? Tanaka? Said that right, haven't I? Yep. Tanaka. Mamouche? Welbeck? Mamouche. Card likes Mamouche on that one. Captain Saka or Salah from the card. All right, Kossi Crowfield. All right, I'm intrigued about this one as well because I do like the fancy of a Saka captaincy shout this week. I do think he's arguably, if I was in a triple captain this week and we get any kind of confirmation that Saka is starting, I'd probably play it on Saka. Like, it's going to be a huge differential. Great chance to make up some points. Saka, Salah. Landed on Saka. Saka it is. I'm on free hit. Yes, you are. Yeah, you could ditch Martinez. I don't know. You could have the Bournemouth goalie and Raya and just ditch Martinez. I'm not sure. I feel like potentially I'd just go with the Bournemouth goalkeeper, to be honest. I think. Tips to triple captain. Differential this week. Yeah, as I just said, Saka. Great. Sorry. Isaac has arrived at St. James's Park. That's good. If he's in a training kit, that looks even better. Raya is fighting for the Golden Glove, so you'd expect Arsenal defence will show up. Yes, I agree, Rin, 100%. You'd be gutted if they didn't keep it. And then Sells beat him out to it. Isaac is at least in the squad, was just shown entering the dressing room. I think he starts. Team 1, Raya, Wan-Bissaka, Hodgson, White, Clivett, Saka, Salah, and Bowen. Mamouche, Gakpo, Valenson, Inbank, 4.2. I have free hit. That's a pretty damn good draft. Raya, Wan-Bissaka, Hodgson, White, Clivett, Saka. I like it. It's very differential. So your only real highly owned assets are Raya, Salah, Bowen, and Valenson. Valenson's going to be well owned by the time the deadline comes around as well. I like that, man. I don't even know what I'd do with the extra 4.2 million. I quite like it. Different draft. Very good stuff. Why did you buy Diaz? I haven't bought him yet. This is just a potential draft. FYI, I am on free hit. So I've not finalised my draft. I've got a bunch of options. Option 1 is this. Option 2, this. Option 3, that. So this is currently my team at the moment. This is the team with transfers still needing to be made, and we've got 32 minutes to make them. And I'm still waiting to find out what kind of things there is. I don't really like owning a Valenson because I think he's going to be stupidly highly owned, and I'd rather go with a punt, is my honest answer. You think Trossard will start? No idea, is my honest answer. It's bold starts confirmed. Brilliant. Great captaincy shout. Do you think that Fulham scored today? Yes. That's why I've got rid of Guardiol. Would you start Morgan Gibbs-White over Murphy? Yes. Morgan Gibbs-White's form, I'm just going to pull up his form. He's someone I've thought about this week. I just don't know how many goals are going to be in that Forest game. But if you look at Morgan Gibbs-White since, I think it was game week 18. Hold on, 23. Yeah, since game week 23. Obviously, blanked in 23. 24. Three attacking returns. Then he gets another one in 25. Another one in 26. Blanks in 27. Another one in 28. Another one in 29. Blanks in 30. Blanks in 31. He's blanked in a few ones here. 32, 33, 34, 35. But then he's got 3 in the last 2 weeks. I think Morgan Gibbs-White I just got a feeling that if he's... I think I'd just pick him over those 2, is my honest answer. That's the long and the short of it. That's what I've gone with that. 2 free transfers, 1K overall. Holy hell. Beta AA. You've got to finish in the 1K for me, baby. It's all on you. No pressure. You've got to do it. Raya, Guardiol, Livramento, Kivior, Salah, and Buemo, Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne's on the bench. Get rid of him. Easy transfer out. Pick someone else. Rogers, Isaac, Wissa, what to do? Yep. Easy. Kevin De Bruyne out. And I'd probably get rid of Rogers for someone else as well. Yep. I'll transfer out Gibbs-White for Trossard. Yeah, you want to know these people are starting. Like, that's the thing that I get concerned about. Like, what happens if they don't start, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I don't want to sit there and be on free hit and all of a sudden I start the game week and all of a sudden I got 4 players on the bench. That would feel horrible. I wouldn't be surprised if Isaac doesn't start and that Howe has him on the bench to bring him in if things look dicey. Yeah, that is also a significant option. That's why the bookies' odds are favouring Isaac and Callum Wilson. They really don't know who's going to start. Welbeck over Vanlinson. Tom's phone picked a Vanlinson before. Let's ask what the card thinks. Welbeck over Vanlinson. All right, the card thinks Welbeck over Vanlinson. There you go. So that's what the card says. I'm going to punt Saka starting and swap out De Bruyne. Yep, don't mind it. I'm actually probably going to do the same. Any Chelsea leaks? Don't know. We've had a few leaks in here. Rahi's all over the leaks. If he's putting something in here, he's probably done the research. So just if there's someone I believe in life, when it comes to FPL, it's Rahi. So when he sends me something, I normally take it as it's pretty accurate. I'm assuming still that Haaland's starting, even though I've had leaks that other things are happening, etc., etc. I'm just going to quickly check a few things as well. Let's have a look. Oh, apparently Raptor's in a suit on his stream today. That's actually quite funny. I've just seen it shared by Bateman on X, which is pretty funny. Leaks so far from various sources. Isaac starts, least reliable, but plenty of noise. Guardiola left back, Kevin De Bruyne bench, Mamouche starts. Those are all pretty much confirmed. Yeah. Cunha or Vanlinson? I mean, that's a good question. Cunha or Vanlinson? Come on, the card is going to go ham on this surely. Finn Jones, Cunha, Vanlinson. Imagine if the card finally backs against Cunha. It doesn't. It doesn't. This card is the love of the man. I actually think that I'm tempted to bring Cunha in. I'm not even going to lie. I might even bring Cunha in just for the lols. Just for the absolute memes. Because the card has loved him. Should I just bring, on free hit, bring in Cunha and Captain Cunha? Captain Cunha. Yes, no. Oh my God. Captain Cunha. No, we're not doing it. I'm not doing that. I'm not believing the card. It's trolled me for too much. I knew it was going to happen. I knew as soon as I asked that question, I was going to come up with that. Will Clive start? Not sure. I just heard Kevin De Bruyne bench from FPL Harry channel. Yeah, apparently he's definitely benched. Lazy FPL is really good on it. Cunha instead of Wissa. Cunha, Wissa. I mean, you can't keep landing on Cunha, right? Except it can keep landing on Cunha. That's ridiculous. It's not possible. It's not possible. Is Cunha going to get like another 15-pointer or something stupid? Like, that's actually not possible. I don't believe it. Who am I to defy the card? Who am I to defy the card? It is a very, very high risk, but we typical of him to haul. I mean, Strand Larsen's under some sort of doubt in that game, right? Let's have a look. Where's Wolves? Strand Larsen, what was wrong with him? Knock, 50% chance of playing. If Strand Larsen doesn't play, Cunha is 100% playing 90 minutes. Maybe he is a really good option. If he fails, oh mate, I don't know if I could bring the heartbreak of him like just destroying my season. Should we just do it though for the lulz? Why the hell not? This is what the final game week is meant to be about. Why play it safe? Go hard or go home. Let's do a Cunha draft then. Let's just see what we can come up with. Let's do it. Let's bring the man in. Let's see what can be done by adding this idiot to the team. Haaland's probably going to have to leave. Let's be honest. Let's have a look. I'm going to quickly look at the comments while I'm doing this. He can do it in 20 minutes as a sub. Yeah, he can. 100%. A replacement for Sarr. Anyone that's playing that has a decent fixture this week, pick a Bournemouth mid, pick an Arsenal mid, hope for the best. Do you think this is worth it? Kevin De Bruyne to Gordon, Dean to Shah for -4. Dean could start tonight. By the way, Dean has a habit of scoring against Man United. FYI. I've already got Cunha, just keeping him. Brilliant. Strand Larsen is doubtful. Yep. It's just one player, man. Do it. Pretty sure Strand Larsen confirmed he's out today. The cards convinced me. I think I'm going to bring in Cunha. Mate, I think I have to do it as well. Like, let's see if I can find a draft that works. Let's get rid of Kevin Schade. I don't like that anymore. Bowen and Buemo covers that. Haaland probably has to leave here. Now, if we got news that Marmoush is starting, potentially Marmoush can come back in. That is also differential. But I also like the idea that Isaac is playing. And then getting rid of Haaland, obviously, opens up so many more avenues. So let's bring in Isaac. Let's put him there. So we've got Wissa, Isaac, Cunha. Now we can get a little bit creative. We've got 9.4 million to play with, boys and ladies. Let's see what we can come up with in the midfield that we like. That's a little bit differential, a little bit punty. Maybe I'll bring in Captain Bruno. Should we bring in Bruno Fernandes? Yes? No. All right. Card said no. That's the end of that. No Bruno Fernandes. Done. Are we right? Is Haaland going to return tonight? Yes? No. All right, the card reckons Haaland's not on. It's just said that Haaland's doing nothing tonight. All right, I think Haaland's done. Haaland's out of the team, boys. He's had 2 weeks of failed miserable for playing for the FPLD unit. So enough is enough. Sometimes you just have to be dropped. So he's been dropped. Foden. Mate, could you imagine Phil Foden the differential? Hold on, let me have a look. Have we got news that Foden starts? Could you imagine if Foden starts getting an 18-pointer? It's possible. Is Foden starting? Yes? No. All right, the card reckons Foden starting. Not even going to lie. All right, that's got to be wrong. Imagine if he starts and the card said he starts. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Odegaard could be really good. The only problem is I need to then lose an Arsenal defender, right? So maybe that is what we can do. So hold on, we get in Shah here. I really want Shah, so let's go with that. Let's go with defenders. We want Fabian Shah. I like that. Then it could be getting rid of White. And it could be just going massively punty. I could just be going for like a Trossard. Let's go midfielders. Midfielders. Trossard, brilliant. 8.6. Now I just need a defender, right? Like, who's a good defender here? I'm going to play Burns, Shah, Kirkez. Does it even matter who I put in there? 8.6 million for a bloody defender. I don't even need 8.6 million. Who could it be? Defender. Guys, put some names in the chat. Do I just bring Guaviol back in? But then I'm going to bench him, right? I'm going to play Burns, Shah, and Kirkez and hope it comes in. Or, oh no, Rahi. You know what we can do. There it is, mate. That's the move. Let's bring Trent the fraudster back in. I'm going to start Trent. Anyone got any Liverpool leaks? Any Liverpool leaks? Are there any Liverpool leaks? This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, hell no. I'm going to leave it there. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably not going to play Trent. Not going to lie. I need a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. Isaac on the pitch. Brilliant. That's all we love to hear. Bardenov Dean is starting. Yeah, who knows? The beers are out. I wish I could join it, but I can't drink for a while. Yeah, that's fair. I probably shouldn't be drinking either. Why Welbeck or Evanlinson? I'm probably not going to go with either of them, if I'm being brutally honest. I think I'm going to go with this. If you had to choose one, Saka or Bowen, who would you pick? I'd pick Jared Bowen. 100% to play 90 minutes, and he's playing Ipswich. Foden, no. Diaz, maybe. Savinho. Start Kevin De Bruyne, Bowen, Saka for free. Hold on. What? Start Kevin De Bruyne, Bowen, Saka for free. Yep, love it. Means playing one of Asensio or Cunha. Play Cunha. The card is all over Cunha. Yep, protecting 5k rank, mate. I'm taking on 5k rank. I'm looking to fall out of the top 10k today. Or punt on Odegaard. Don't do Foden. Yeah, it's not going to be doing. It was a joke. The card actually reckons that Foden starts, though. Is Foden going to get a return tonight? Yes? No. Oh, mate, the card reckons Foden's getting a return. I'm telling you. Card's rarely wrong on these things. It calls some left field punts. I need to replace him with Kevin De Bruyne. Ben White. Yeah, I can't. I've got 3 Arsenal in there. I've got Saka, Trossard, and Raya. Foden said he couldn't play for England because of an ankle injury. Yeah, because he's a soft bastard. Dallo, Trent, yep. Oh, hell nah. Oh, my God. I think I've lost the chat here. Hold on one sec. OML. Oh, hell nah. Bro brought in the fraud. Yep. Will Trossard start? No idea. I'm 30 points ahead in my mini league. I'm playing my bench boost. Good luck. You're going to win the league. Congratulations. I hope you get some money out of it. Go for Semenyo. Yeah, could do. The team will drag him on if needed, if benched. Yep, probably will. You're out of control. Yep, 100%. Always am. No Brighton forward or mid in your draft. It would be an exciting addition. Yeah, I just don't know if I like either of them, to be honest with you. No Brighton forward or mid in your draft, yeah. I just think these guys are better. I honestly think these guys are better. Have I got the correct forward line? Yes? No. All right, reckons I haven't got the right forward line. Okay. Do I need to sell Wissa? Yes? No. All right, don't have to sell Wissa. So maybe I need to get rid of Isaac. Am I getting rid of Isaac? Yes? No. All right, get rid of Isaac. All right, there we go. Get rid of Isaac. All right, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's get rid of this fraudster. All right, hold on. Let's bring in... Just for Rahi's sake, I'm just going to move out Trent because I can't really rate that bloke. He's just painful. Let's just bring in Hodgson. He's a good defender, and I've got a couple of Bournemouth then. I've got 19 minutes to make my decisions here. Hold on. I've got to focus. Who to bench, Milinkovic or Collins? Ask the card about Cash and Dean. Cash, Dean. Cash. What's the latest on Isaac? And will Trossard start? I'm hoping Trossard starts. Marmoush maybe for Isaac. Yeah. No play Isaac. Yeah. I reckon Marmoush maybe could be a good shout, you know. Forwards. Let's go Marmoushi. Where are you, baby? It's pretty good. 6.1 million. I can then afford to do some other stuff. Anyone else got any other moves? What do we like and what are we thinking? Who do I bench? Who am I benching out of this lineup? Like, who am I actually benching out of this lineup? Cunha, Marmoush, Wissa, Bowen, Salah, Trossard, and Boemo, Saka. Like, I don't actually know who you bench. Bowen or Saka? Bench one of them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Do 5 minutes before the deadline. Otherwise, server will crash. Yeah, I will. Never bench Milinkovic. Yeah, Milinkovic always scores on my bench, man. I don't know what to say. I'm just glad I don't own him anymore. How about Haaland? Yeah, the card reckons Haaland's blanking. Is Marmoush returning tonight? Yes? No. All right, reckons Marmoush isn't returning either. Well, that's concerning. I still think I like the Isaac move better, man. I think the card's got it wrong. Solanke punt? Welbeck punt? Gakpo punt? Gakpo would be a punt. Oh, man, it's difficult. There's too many options to be had. For 1 week punts, it's actually pretty bloody hard work. This is a harder free hit draft than like 34 was. 34 was such an easy draft to do. Think he's going to damage Chelsea. Yeah, could do. Yeah, he could do. I asked first the card and then you. Sell 8 Nori for Livramento free transfer. Yep. I'd sell 8 Nori for Livramento. Yep. Would you sell it? Yes. No. All right. The card reckons you shouldn't do it though. So there you go. Bench Marmoush, Hodgson, Areola, Burn. That's pretty good bench. Yep. Go Welbeck. Could go Welbeck. Is Welbeck returning tonight? Yes. No. Well, the card also reckons Welbeck. Well, the card's lost the plot. It is so biased against every other forward that's not Cunha. I can't believe it. There's no way all these blokes are blanking, mate. It's not possible. It's going to be a goal fest tonight. It's definitely wrong. It has to be wrong. App not working for me, so I might crash. Yeah, that's why I'm on the website. Let's make some moves, eh? All right, so who do I actually want? Let's go back to what I actually want to do. Where's my team? All right, let's just reset this nonsense for a second. All right, reset. So the thing seems to be working fine. I do want to get rid of Kukurea, and I do want Fabian Schär. That much I know for a fact. So let's go to midfielders. Oh, sorry, defenders. Oh, my God. What is going on? All players. Fabian Schär, done. All right, in. Let's get rid of Shard. And we'll just bring in Damsgaard for now because I'm not going to be keeping Shard, I don't think. Let's just make that for now. There we go. All right, yep. My game's not crashed. So we've made them. Brilliant. All right, let's just see what the lineup is so we don't lose the plot here. Salah's currently captain. Let's make Saka vice. Hold on. Make vice captain. There we go. Save a team. All right, Shah needs to come onto the field for Burn. Just leave it like that for now. All right, so that's the team currently. I wouldn't be disappointed if the game crashed and we rolled with that. I could live with that. Yeah, I could live with that. All right, let's go back to the transfers though, because I'm still not happy with that draft. All right, go Welbeck. If your rival has Raya and Kivior, but you have Raya only, would you start Kepa and hope Arsenal concedes? I'm ahead by 1 point. You could, but I think I'd hedge my bets and I'd probably start Raya. App not working for me. Captain Palmer, Kukurea, or Neto. Captain Kukurea just for the lols. Imagine if you got another 15-pointer. I mean, the odds of that are pretty high. Captaincy choice. Somebody differential going for fun. If you're going for fun, go Saka. If you're going for someone else, go Haaland. If you've got him in your team. If you've got someone else, go like Wissa, maybe, something like that. Ask the card, is Salah returning? Is Salah returning tonight? Yes? No. Imagine if this comes back with no. Oh, my God. It said no. Is Diaz returning tonight? Yes? No. All right. It reckons Diaz is returning tonight, though. So there you go. Maybe Salah's not the right captain. All right. I've got 14 minutes to sort this out. All right. I've captain Gibbs White. He's on form and at home. Yep. He's on really good form. MF said, hello, Mr. D. Give me a few of YOLO players. I couldn't care less anymore, D. One last time. Cunha. Don't Cunha. Pull out bloody... Yeah, any of these guys in my defence. I love all these guys in my defence at the moment. If you're after a midfield punt, Trossard, 100%, all day long. Who else could be a really good shout this week? Shard could even be really good, you know. He could be really good again this week. Damsgaard's fine. I think I want a better... I don't want a Van Linsen in there. Realistically, I don't want a Van Linsen in there. I don't think I want Haaland in there as well. I think I might take a punt, you know. I think we'll back against the card. It never goes well. But let's just back in the card's got it wrong. And we'll bring the Cunha back in. There we go. That gives you 4.3 in the bank. So then Damsgaard here can become someone decent. 9.2 million. Let's go to midfielders. Then I feel a bit better about the team, right? 9.2. And I reckon Diaz is going to return. So maybe I just go with like Luis Diaz here and bring him in. Is Trossard going to return? Yes. No. All right. Reckons Trossard's not returning. There you go. All right. Well, then we'll just go with Luis Diaz. The card said Luis Diaz. Let's do that. What does that go? 1.7 in the bank. 1.7 in the bank. Anything else that we don't like about that? What do we think? New league, Diaz starts. Yeah, there you go. Told you. Gakpo, Cunha. All right, hold on. Let me go back. I think I've missed a few comments. I'm just mucking around. We've got 12 minutes to the deadline. It's crazy. I've captains, Mr. D, other players. Help me, bro. My team is Ariola, Sanchez, Milinkovic, Livramento, Guaviol, Munoz, Agbadou. Agbadou could score tonight. Shard, Bowen, Salah, and Mbuemo, Jacob Murphy, Haaland, Vardy, Wissa. Who should I transfer in? Got one free transfer. Get rid of Vardy. Get rid of the Vardy party. He's not playing this week. It's an easy transfer. Get in any forward. Bring in Cunha. Card loves Cunha. I'm going all in on the card. Cunha. Cunha for the captain. Apparently Isaac starts according to FPL Mate. Don't know how much I trust FPL Mate. Is Wood returning? Is Wood returning? Yes. No. Yes. Wood is returning. Diaz, final game for Liverpool, so I guess he should start. Yep. Could be. Yes, I'm betting against Salah on this free hit. Going into this game week on the verge of a heart attack, but the card made me feel better. Love it. Diaz starts, but source is unreliable. Martinelli or Semenyo? Martinelli. D, what are you doing with Cunha in? I just transferred Cunha out. I'm just doing it. Card loves Cunha. I've got to do it. One last time for the card. The card's either going to take me to the Holy Land or it's going to send me back to like the five-figure rank. Any news on Saka? No idea. Is Trent starting? No idea. Okay, Diaz starts confirmed. With this team, who sits on the bench? And who's captain? Who is triple captain today? Saka. My free hit. Raya, White, Shah, Livramento, Bowen, Salah, and Mbuemo, Saka. Welbeck, Wissa, Isaac. Looks bloody good to me. I like it. Saka captain. A little bit of differential stuff. Brilliant. My phone is absolutely going ham. There's 70 people watching here. Smash a like on the video. If you haven't already subbed, please sub as well. Who is your final captain? All right, let's do this. Let's bring in the Cunha. All right, is there anyone else I want in this team? Bowen, Salah, and Buemo, Diaz, Saka. I've still got my Brentford boys. Happy with that. Isaac, Cunha, looks pretty good. Shah Burn, looks pretty good. Kirkes White. I mean, it's a pretty good free hit draft, right? It's a pretty good free hit draft. I've got no City coverage, which doesn't feel overly good, considering they are chasing one of them spots. But I also quite like it. Let's bloody do it, eh? I think we're doing it. Cunha should start, yeah. Well, you would think so, man. 10 minutes to go. It's getting intense, boys. It is. Cunha should start, yes. Best of luck for the final week. Thank you, Rahul. Who'd go for captaincy this week? Front 7 of Watkins, Wissa, Haaland, Saka, Clivett, Matoma, and Bowen. Got Pereira as my assistant manager. I love Pereira as assistant manager. I would go, if you want a differential captain, probably go... I'd say Haaland, but the card reckons that Haaland's blanking, so I don't want to say that. Bowen, just go Bowen. If Isaac starts, do I sell any of Watkins, Wissa, and Buemo, Rogers, Salah, Bowen, or just sell a defender? I'd sell a defender. Guys, Cunha or Mamouche, because Mamouche starts. Yeah, Mamouche, you got to go with the one that's starting, right? That we know 100% starting. Get rid of that off my screen. Thank you. 6.5 million mid. Tell me D. Morgan Gibbs White, 6.5 million. Easy. Gruder or Slobberslide? Slobberslide. I'm assuming he'll start tonight. Trossard or Martinelli? Trossard all day long. Saka triple captain. Love it. Best of luck to the unit. It's on. Yes, it is. We've got 9 minutes. Am I doing this? Am I backing in the card? Should I back in the card? Yes. No. Imagine if the card says I should just not back in the card. I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. Card reckons I shouldn't back in the card. Stupid. FPL is all a game of luck. 81 people watching now. Fantastic. Thanks for the support, guys. You guys are amazing. Do you think it's worth it? Kevin De Bruyne to Saka? Yeah, 100% that's worth. And Nico Williams Dean to Livramento for a -4. I'd play Dean. I'd play Dean and just take Saka for Kevin De Bruyne. Easy. Easy move. If I don't make top 10k, my whole season from 2 million rank in game week 14 means nothing. Don't take it personally. I'm not even... If I don't end up in the top 10k after this, I don't mind. Thoughts on Creswell? Have 4 million for a defender. I felt like his last game was last week, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's playing. Barnes, Minte, Gruder, Clive at 70. I'd actually go Barnes. I still don't know if Cunha is starting. Yet neither do I. Ask the card for Solanke or Isaac. All right. Solanke, Isaac. Okay. I reckon Solanke. I don't think that can be right. Solanke even starting for Spurs? Like, what the hell, man? This is ridiculous. Who's on my bench? I don't know who's going to be on my bench. Kirkes or Shah? Shah. Oh, hold on. Shah, Kirkes. Oh, Kirkes. There you go. Maybe Newcastle are going to concede a goal. I still think Shah's really good. Hold on, let's have a look. Shah, Burn. Shah. All right, the risk is I just play this right. I do these transfers here, leave 1.7 million in the bank, and then I've just got to work out who the hell I'm benching in that forward 8. I really like Wolves and the Brentford boys. I want to play them against each other. I think there's going to be goal. I think that game is a goal fest. And then it's just like, well, but who the hell am I benching then? Out of that, if I think that game's a goal fest, I don't actually know who I bench out of that lot. I don't know who I want to bench out of that lot. Yeah, interesting. Marmouche, Mello, or Valentin. Marmouchi, D-Tuck, Marmouchi. I need Saka news, I know. I don't have enough money for direct Kevin De Bruyne to Saka. I'm getting nervous, bro. I better go check my team. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about doing the same thing. There's still no news about Saka that I can see. Oh, what is it? Saka. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. I think I'm going with Saka. Like, what the hell? Says for Bowen. Yeah, bro. Who's your final 11? Who are you captaining? Bowen from Buemo for a -4. Is it worth the risk? Bro, I better go check my team. Bruno starts, confirmed. Of course he starts. It's his last game for United. He's getting a send-off. I'm benching Bowen. We've got 5 minutes. I think I'm going to do it. Let's make the transfers. Who am I getting rid of? Haaland, Evanlinson, Damsgaard. Or I could just leave it as it was, right? I could just not do these moves at all. And then I would have Haaland, Evanlinson. I have Haaland, who's definitely a bit differential. Is there a way? Hold on. Let's just reset that for a second. So, all right, just keep that in. We've got 5 minutes here. It's getting to the deadline. So, is there a way of getting Cunha in here and doing some other funny stuff? All players, Cunha. Because then I don't mind benching Damsgaard, right? Like, Damsgaard can be fine. I don't need him to do anything. I need to find 1.1 million, though. I don't know if that's doable. Actually, it might be. Hold on. Let's go to defenders. 4.2. 3.9, 3.8. Faze, O'Shea, Dunk, Agbadou should start. Cody starts. Greaves, no. Creswell, Disasi. Skulls, he's been starting, hasn't he? 4 mil? No, he's not been starting. Can that. Who has been starting then? There's been some bloke that's been starting that's low owned. Kufau. Could we bring him in? Oh, mate. Let's bring in Ben Mee for the lols. Let's just bring in Faze. Back him in there for the jokes. I need to then find 5. That could be Agbadou. Where is it? Defenders. This is dumb. This doesn't feel good at all. No, that's just stupid. Reset that. Reset that. We've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Valenson or Welbeck? Welbeck. Who am I captaining? Still don't bloody well know. I'm benching Bowen. Don't feel great about it. Play Burn. Downgrade Shah. Agbadou. I just don't know. I feel like Haaland's... I kind of still want Haaland. I don't know why. Why the hell do I want this man? He's going to kill me. I know if I sell him... Actually, you know what? The worst thing in life that you can do is sit there and worry about people getting returns on your field, right? I sold a Haaland and I was scared about doing it the first time round and he didn't do anything. I've got to just hope that it's the same thing today. And that Cunha bloody starts and the card's got it right. I'm doing it. Stuff this. Luis Diaz. We've got 2 minutes. I need to sort the lineup out. This is going to be the forward. This is going to be the final team selection. We're doing it right now. That's it. Make the transfers. Press the bloody button. We're done. We're in. All right, so this is the lineup. We've got Raya in goal. White, Shah, Kirkes. Happy with that. That's the easy bit. Then we get into the forward line. It's Luis Diaz currently on the bench. Who should be on the bench instead of Luis Diaz? Who's on the bench? I've got 2 minutes to figure this out. Who do I bench? Let me know in the comments. Who do I bench? In the comments. That's the team. Who am I benching? Bench and Buemo. Brilliant. I think Buemo wants 20 goals, man. He's 1 goal away from 20 goals. Start Langro. Cunha is better than Evanlinson. Yes, he is. Bench and Buemo. This is such a tough call. Bench and Buemo. Yes? No. No. Not benching and Buemo. Bench Salah. Yes? No. Oh, mate. Nah, I can't do that. We've got 1 minute. We've got to sort this out. All right. Let's just go with a differential punt. Let's go. I'm gonna make. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go to that. I'm gonna leave that. Bench Diaz. Bench Isaac. I think I'm gonna do that. I want the penalty takers on field. Bowen's a penalty taker. Saka's a penalty taker. Salah's a penalty taker. Buemo, Isaac, Cunha, all penalty takers. It's either Wissa or Diaz. Wissa or Diaz. Wissa or Diaz. Ah! I can't leave Wissa on the bench. He's been too good. I have to play him. I think Diaz just stays on the bench, man. I think that's it. I think that's the team. I think that's what I'm doing. Wisher and Burma blanks. I could play at risk. Oh, it could be risky. I think that's it. I think it's all over. Let's see. If it lets me do it, I'll just do it and see what happens. Oh, it didn't do it. That's the team. That's the team. All right, we're done. We are done. Diaz is on the bench. Diaz is on the bench. He's locked in. We've got, who was my captain? It was Salah captain. Isaac, Salah captain, Saka vice captain. I think that's what we went with. Does anyone know? I have to go back and watch. Hold on, let me go back. What did we end up doing? I don't even know what I ended up doing. That was crazy. All right, who do I go with? Hold on, we made the transfers. We ran into a minute, and then we had... All right, so we've locked in vice captain Saka. We've locked in Salah captain. We bought in Isaac for Haaland. We bought in Cunha for Evanlinson. We've gone with the differentials, and we're hoping they come in. I should have just captained Cunha. Should have captained Cunha. I should have been ballsy enough to just do it. No Trent at least. Yes, he didn't make the cut. Rahi, I'm gutted. I'm gutted. I captained Rice for a differential. Love it. Love it. So Saka is in. We roll. We go. We hope that Ben White returns with a 15-pointer. We hope that Fabian Schär kicks a couple of goals and hits like a 30-yarder like thunderbolt from the midfield. Oh, mate, that was stressful. That was actually super stressful. I can't believe. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I've been thinking about this all day. I've driven 6 hours and all I've thought about is FPL. And free hit is not fun when you're doing it yourself. But I did say, template draft from the start of the week, Schär, White and whatever. So we're into the final game week of FPL Challenge. Bear with me a second while we have a quick look at this. So we've got Arsenal versus Newcastle. Did pretty well last week, 41 points. Don't really know how well that went. This week it's final 5. Goals earned double points and only one player per team is allowed. You know what we're doing, folks? You know what we're doing? We are doing this. So the card said Cunha captain. So we're going to do Cunha captain. Make him captain. Then the card also was pretty hot. I don't know how else I'm going. We're going to go 1-1 forward. We're going to go 2 midfielders. We are going to bring in Salah because I think he does score today. And I think we're going to actually can that. We're going to go back to a 1-1-2. We're going to bring in Isaac because I think he's going to score today as well. Then we're going to go defenders. It's got to be Schär. I think that he's a really good chance of scoring a goal. Oh, you can't have more than one player from each team. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Kirkes in the defense. And then we're going to go with Martinez. Just because of the fact that someone said if they're 0-0 at 90 minutes, Martinez is going to go up and score a goal. Save my team. That's my FPL Challenge team for the season. That's the end of the deadline stream for 24-25 season. Can you guys believe we've made it through to the end together? The card is still in one piece. I'm still in one piece. Unbelievably, I'm still in one piece. Yeah. I'm going to be back in roughly 1 hour and 25 minutes with FPL Have a Beer for the live watch along. Make sure you join us back for that. We're going to be covering all 10 games, and I'm going to be watching all the goals as they fly in. There'll be shots for every 10 goals that goes in across the 10 games. A shot for every 8 goals that goes in across the 10 games. And if Cunha scores any goals tonight, the card says I have to do a double shot. Every time Cunha scores a goal, I will do a double shot on stream. I will see you all very shortly. Make sure you come back for the live watch along. It's going to be epic. If you haven't already, I'm going to quickly smash something in the chat as well. If you want to continue the chat, my moderators or my faithful assistants will, they will accept you into the chat. So, whoops, no, that's not what I want. I need to... Okay, I don't know what's doing there. Hold on. Where's my clipboard? Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. I'm being retarded. This is what happens. Does happen occasionally. There we go. Let's have a look quickly. There we go. All right, I'm back in here and smash that. All right. If you want to join the chat over the summer, we're going to be doing live club challenge as well. Smash just a hit on that. If you've got WhatsApp, it's a free chat group. You can sit there, you can ask me questions. Chat goes off all day, low. So just be expected for that. I will see you all in about an hour's time. Fantastic. Thanks for the interaction. You guys have been amazing. I'll be back next year.